Hey, what up, guys and gals? Jesse here from Long Lost Robots. Today, I kind of want to get into this more of an unscripted video. The kind of the way I like to do my videos. I think the more they're scripted, the more they come off as unauthentic, and I can just be here with you in front of the camera. I think that's a good thing. Today, I want to talk about, well, the dark side of having a home studio that's going to start to get larger and larger, whether it's in your bedroom or just in your living room somewhere, or even in a man cave like I got mine in my upgraded garage here. You know what I mean, so to speak. Is cables, the behind the scenes look. Even when you see my videos from the camera, from the other side, the cables are there a little bit, and I got some new cables in, so that's kind of why I wanted to, kind of shoot this videos, because I'm going to change some cables out. And while I do that and I sit back here, man, it's a big mess back here, and I think a lot of that is cables that are either too long, too short, or cables that are all going in the same direction and they can be managed. We're going to talk a little bit of the ugly side about cable management, your home studio, and cost. So as we go over my studio, I think we can start kind of looking at the cost of cables. So let's go ahead and start with the main brain, is my hard shell case here, my road case that I have. I have the power strip, guys. I have the 18i20, and I have the patch bay. So patch bay interface, power supply. Look at the cables that are coming out of that. And I know it's a little hard to see because you're looking at so much, and it's kind of the reason why I'm doing this video is look at down here. I have my power supply down here. You can see my mixer kind of over there at the bottom. This is really just the back of the desk here. But look at the cables that are plowing into here. For every cable that goes into the patch bay, another cable must go out into the 18i20 so I can record. And of course, that allows me to record and go to the mixer, all without being affected by the other, one not being affected by the other. And of course, the power supply. So immediately, as we look at just this first area, not only do I have to have a colored little cable that you're looking at back here, one of these colored guys for the back, you have to have one for the front. And you guys have definitely seen in my videos me using my patch bay to route signals from mainly effects and routing maybe just my bass to my 18i20, and whether that needs to go to the MPC or something like that. So immediately, guys, we have a lot of cables in this area alone. You have what type of cables? You have power cables that send the power supply. You have the cable going into the patch bay, the cable going out of the patch bay so we can send it to the 18i20, allowing us to record at any moment. Super important just in this one area here. I don't want to keep this video so long that it gets boring, but I want to just kind of stress the mess that you can start getting into and how important it is to look at how my stuff is now all just kind of routed together. I have a few of these little twist ties here, and it's just kind of a mess everywhere. I have these are new cables. I have upgraded these for my reverb plate, my real reverb plate from Behringer, the 636, but they're just too long. I mean, look how much I can just continue bringing that up, guys. We're gonna move the first camera really quick. I want to just kind of move along in this video, not make it too long. Let's go into the area of just now my new camera, because now we're doing YouTube. So I have a home studio to make music, and now that studio has turned into a production area, a video production area. And let's check this out really quick, guys. We're just gonna, bam, guys, phone, camera, here we are. Look at just from the camera alone, now that we are shooting more high quality videos in here, there are 5 cables popping out of the camera alone. Let's go ahead and go down a little bit. I want to just kind of show you what's going down in this area. 3, 2, 1. All right, guys. So look where we're at next. And it's important that, I know there's a lot to look at in this shot down here, but understand why that is. We have the Mac Mini right here. We have my other interface, which is my main interface that I use, the Claret 2 Pre. And then look at what I have down here, guys. I have, for every one of my speakers, there's a cable going in and a cable going out. This is the channel switcher that I can use to switch out one input for 2 outputs. So for every input in stereo, I have two choices, right? So it's really cool. It's one of my main. It's the big knob from Mackie. I'll do a separate video on this as well. They're really handy. You can get big ones, you can get small ones. This is one of the smallest version they have. Really cool channel changer. If you have a TV or a monitor, you now have two cables, power supply and your HDMI. Now you're gonna have to have one, so that's fine. I have two. So what does that mean? That's four cables just for two separate entities. You got to have the power for it, and you got to have the cable for it. And that's more of a mess, and that's more of something to route. And having said that, even on my interface, I have to have a cable going out. So just for my speakers, TV, interface, you can be talking up to around 10 cables, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the interface, 9, 10 cables. And that's not including my ability to run my interface where I want with the channel changer, right, guys? So again, I have a few things down here. I have my BassPod Pro. I have my Art 2 little preamp right there, guys, right? Let's go ahead and straighten that out. Let's go ahead and bring the camera just a little bit further down. 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, so you can see the different angle that I have here, and I just kind of want to be able to point out some of this. Let's check it out. Let's look at how many cables I have coming down here just so we can get maybe a closer look. All right, guys, so look at right out of here. You got to have your information going out, and I have this in two different spots. So one of them's going into the 18920, one's going out to the speakers. Again, your two TVs, if you can see that. I also have my kind of like my power amp source for my microphone, my Warm 47, and it needs this separate power source, and this is where all the power comes from. So I have another cable here, more power supplies. I have another power supply bay right here, conditioner. And again, as you can see, just coming out of here, more power supply. So for every item, you have power coming out of here. So one of the things to think about as you're building your home studio is cable management. For every item you're going to have a place to power it and a place to send it. Some type of, mixing source and cables for that. And everything adds up really, really fast, guys. So, like I said, I don't know if I mentioned, I did have some cables that came in today. I have some more coming in, cheap cables from like Temu. I have bought cables from Temu and Amazon. Some of the Amazon ones were definitely better than the Temu ones. Some Temu ones were actually really good. Some of them seem a little cheap that they came in. But I'm going to start routing some cables, get rid of long cables for shorter cables, get rid of shorter cables for longer cables. And what I'm really going to try to do is get anything that's going in the same direction wrapped up into like one major cord, right? And I know there are some really cool cable management resources that we can use that kind of like send the cable through like these long tubes, and they're kind of like weird, and they wrap everything up. But the problem is with those is sometimes you do have to make changes, and that makes it very difficult and can really just make things hard in the end. And now you don't know where things are going. So I think, but at this point, I might even label cables with like a little blue tape and actually just, label them so I know where they're going. Sometimes that's very helpful with power supply even. All my power supplies are labeled, all of them. That way I know exactly what they are and what they're for. And then my cables, that's another story. But at some point, guys, understand that this is the ugly side of the home studio. The price that comes along with this is really in the hundreds of dollars. Now, I just made a video the other day I'm having a lot of fun making fun of the OPXY from Teenage Engineering about how expensive it is and everything like that. And honestly, when you look at the mess here and the money that goes along with having a system like this, it's a little funny to be making fun of the OPXY at $2,300. But on the other hand, I mean, this is the bad side that goes along with just how awesome it is to have hardware and how much fun it is. All right, guys, so check this out. Here is even just this little system. You can see down here, you can kind of get a good close-up of all the cables that are needed. Let's go ahead and see if we can get a better view. So yeah, it's okay if you concentrate on the cables. That's the whole point of this video, is to really show you the sheer amount of cables, MIDI cables, audio cables to connect your little effects here, USB cables to power, things like the Arteria key step. The more you have, guys, the more you're gonna, the more cables you're gonna have. You can see down here at the bottom here, look at the power supplies that I'm needing for this. We're just going to go ahead and see if we can do a nice little look at the power supplies down there. Look at the cables that I have underneath my studio, guys. Give you kind of that power shot. Look at all those cables down there, guys. A lot of cables. You know, I can point to the patch bay area. You can kind of see that again just for the fun of this video. Let's get back to the main cam, okay, guys? Alright guys, that does it for me. Make sure to like, subscribe. It's the only way a small channel like mine can grow. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Simple system, desktop, laptop, TV, maybe a controller, maybe a couple of things on the side just to, you know, that you might need, like a couple of interfaces or something like that. Other than that, what do you think? Is the hardware worth it? External mixers, external effects pedals, external controllers like the MPC-1 and patch bays and all of that good stuff. What do you think? Is it worth it? Or are you an in-the-box guy? Keep it simple, clean. You can dust the top of your desk real easy and have fun. Keep things real nice and clean. I don't know about you, but I can tell you the dust piles up pretty easy if you let it go too long, and the cables will run you crazy if you don't get them managed. Anyways, guys, my name is Jesse. Let me know in the comments below. I hope you are making some beautiful music, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.